Hi, family. Welcome to the festive season once again. Of course, Christmas is around the corner, and what better way to kick off our Christmas series than with our almighty jollof rice? Now, we all eat jollof rice all year round, so this year we are going to change our jollof rice game. I am here to show you the way to make the best stew for your jollof rice. Okay, let's get started. So to get started, I am going to be using these lovely vegetables. I have these peppers, these long sweet peppers, and this is what's going to change your jollof rice game, okay? These peppers are nice and sweet, and they are going to bring this lovely sweetness to your stew. And then I've got some regular peppers as well, the yellow and the red one. Maybe don't use the green one, okay? And of course, some fresh tomatoes. Then I have got some onions here. I've got some white onions and I have got some red onions. Okay, these red onions are going to give you that little fiery sort of taste to it, so please use both. Okay, I've got some gingers, some scotch bonnet, some garlic, and of course some herbs as well. I've got some thyme and some rosemary. Okay, so let's continue. So to get started, I am just going to be cutting up my produce and I'm going to put this in the oven. Oh yes, we are going to roast this, and this is how we are going to make our lovely jollof rice base. And I'm also going to sprinkle some olive oil on top of that. Okay, so let's get cutting. Also, I will list everything in the description box below, so please do check that out, and we will take our jollof rice game to the next level this Christmas. Nobody got time to eat boring food, okay? Because we eat jollof all the time, we have to find ways to switch it up to make it enjoyable. So this method surely is going to be a hit, okay? So I'm just going to de-seed my peppers, and then I'm going to cut everything up. I'm going to place it on a baking tray, and then I am going to roast it in the oven until it's got this nice sort of burnt char on it, okay? Now that I've finished cutting up and dicing up my vegetables, I have placed everything on a baking sheet, and this is what you're supposed to get at the end of it. And then I'm going to sprinkle some olive oil on top of that. Okay, so whilst it's roasting, it's going to give it this nice little juice, and it's going to make your stew taste so good. I'm going to roast this in the oven until it's nice and charred and about 200 degrees Celsius. So now onto the meat. I've got here some meat. This is just beef. You can use any meat of your choice. You can even use chicken. And I'm going to be using some seasonings of my choice to season this. Okay, this is a shrimp seasoning cube and a Maggi cube. I'm going to be listing all the ingredients that I'm using in the description box below, so please do check that out. But also feel free to use any seasoning of your choice. Okay. As well as all my spices, I'm going to be using some onions, some garlic, and some ginger, and I've just added in some chili powder as well. I'm just going to blend this up and then add this onto my meat, and then I'll just get ready to put this on the fire and cook this until it is nice and tender. Okay, I'm just giving everything a quick mix, making sure that all the seasoning is in the right place. I'll then place this on the fire and allow this to cook until it's nice and tender, but I will cook it for about 10-15 minutes because if it overcooks, it's just going to be tough and hard and you don't want that. At this point, when I was looking at my meat, I was like, maybe I should have made some soup. Let's not get distracted and just get back to the jollof rice that I'm making. Now the meat is nice and tender and I'll just remove the meat out of the stock. And do not throw the stock away, please. This is liquid gold. You hear me? This is what's going to take your stew to the next level. It's got all the spices and all the meat stock. You definitely do not want to throw that away, okay? So do not throw that away. So the next step, I am just going to fry my meat. You can also oven bake this, or you can air fry this, but hey, it is Christmas, let's just live a little. Okay, I'm using vegetable oil. You can use any oil of your choice, and then I'm going to fry my meat until it's nice and dark and a bit hard. Okay, I want it to be a bit hard because when I put this in the stew for the jollof to cook, I want it to sort of maintain its hardness. I don't want it to get soft and soggy. Okay. So my meat is now ready and I'm just going to take this out of the oil and then we will continue with the next step. So once I've taken the meat out of the oil, in the same oil, because it's nicely flavored now, I am going to add in some tomato paste. Now you may think that the oil is too much, but you need this oil, okay? You want your stew to fry in this oil. You don't want it to cook in its own juices, but you want it to fry. After it's finished frying, then of course you can't reduce the oil off the stew because everything is just going to come at the top of the stew and you can just take it right off, but you need this oil, okay? Now I'm just adding in some nutmeg powder. You can use the fresh one or the powder form, it is perfectly fine. And then I'm also adding in some paprika powder. This is where we build on the flavors. I'm also adding in some curry powder, and then I'm adding in some mixed spice. Okay, here is the secret. Yes, adding a little bit of mixed spice and thank me later. I'm also adding in some bay leaves and I'm going to allow this to fry just for about a minute, okay? Now my vegetables are roasted and look at how it's looking. You may think it's burnt, but this is what you want. You want it to look like this because this is what's going to give it that nice flavor. These onions are sweet, they're caramelized, the peppers. It's going to be good, I promise, okay? So I'm just going to blend this all together until it's nice and smooth. If you like your stew not to be smooth, then by all means go for it, but I like mine to be super smooth, okay? Then I will now add this onto the rest of the ingredients that I was already frying, and then I will allow this to fry and to cook for a little bit. Now because we roasted the vegetables, it won't take long before the stew is ready, which is a very good point, because on Christmas Day or around the festive season you're so busy, you want everything to be super quick because I am sure you're cooking more than just jollof rice, okay? So by roasting the vegetables, you also cut down on the cooking time. So I am now adding in the liquid gold, which is the stock from the meat that I made earlier, and I am adding this, and this is what's going to give it the flavor. So if you notice, I haven't added any other spices apart from the nutmeg and the curry powder, so the paprika powder, because this is super flavorful, okay? Just going to cover this up and allow this to cook for about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes time, I'm checking on the stew and you can see it's not fully cooked yet because it's still like spitting or splashing. If your stew is still splashing, then you know that it still has moisture, and which means that your stew is not complete yet. I'm just going to give it a stir just to make sure that it is not burning or sticking to the bottom of the pan. And now I am adding in my meat, which I've done very well. I haven't finished eating it. Comment below if you're one of those that will just eat the meat while you're waiting for your stew to cook. So as you can see now, my stew is nicely cooked. The oil has settled on top of it and it's not splashing or spitting out on me. That's when you know that there is no moisture and your stew is ready. So this is how simple this stew is, okay? No fuss, but the taste and the aromas, just try it and let me know. Try it and see that your guests, your family members are going to love you for this stew. Your jollof game will never be the same. So here I am, and I am going to be reducing the oil when I cook my jollof rice. But this stew, I promise you, if you make this, it will be a hit in your kitchen. So now I just reduced the oil, took out some of the stew, and I am going to be making a little bit of jollof rice just for the family, and the remaining of the stew I'll keep in the fridge for another day. So you can make this in a big batch or big bowl, and then you can just make your jollof rice anytime you want. I'm just adding in my rice, you know how it goes. If you want to see a proper full way of me making jollof rice, I've got a video that I will link, so press that now and then check how I make my jollof rice. But this is just a quick way of showing you the jollof rice. It was mainly about the stew, so here we are. So I'll add some hot water to this for it to cook. Never add cold water to your rice when you're making jollof rice. Add hot water, it speeds up the process and you'll make sure that your rice is nice and fluffy, because you're not stopping the cooking process by adding in cold water. Okay, so don't forget that. I taste this for salt and I'm just adding it a little bit more of salt, and then I will allow this to cook until it's ready for me to enjoy. And here we are. Look at how good that is looking. For the taste, you will have to make it and let me know. When you do make this, come back and comment below in the comment section and let me know if this was a hit or not. I can guarantee you that this will be a hit for this festive season, okay, and beyond. Of course, we're not stopping making good food after Christmas. We are continuing the whole year round, okay. I'm adding in some vegetables, and then of course I'm going to have a little bit of plantain because hey, it's the festive season, why not? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoy. Keep subscribing, please keep liking, please give me a thumbs up, comment below and let me know what you think about this recipe, whether you will try it or not, and let's make this Christmas a lovely one. Please don't forget, I'll be posting more videos, so do subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.